Well, hell. Welcome to the show, everybody. It's me, Jack Spade, your dungeon master for the evening. And tonight we have some more Tyranny of Dragons. Tyranny of Dragons. Been pretty good week so far. Not too bad, not too bad. Been playing a lot of Dune when I'm not streaming and working on TTRPG stuff. It's been good. It's been good. A lot of fun. Oh man, today we have a pretty doozy of a game. They don't know it yet, but we do. Going to be tooling around Elturel. Maybe, hopefully, we'll see. Some things are going to happen. It's going to be a good time. So with that, let's go ahead and let them know we're about to be popping in on them. About to unmute. And turn that off. Eh. Hello, hello. How are you all doing today?
Doing good.
Super good.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good to hear. Fantastic. I hope you all had a decent week so far. All right, so let me just get the music going here. All right. So, would anybody like to give us a recap from last week? Ooh.
Yeah, I could do my best.
Yeah, man. Do your best.
How do you get the map out first, though? Because I'm not gonna remember these.
For sure. Let me. I think I can just move us over there. Hold on, just a second.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan right now. Gotta.
Okay.
Hoshi. Is it all lower? Oh, it's all lowercase. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So last session had us picking up on our journey from Green Nest to Elturel. We had just saved the Displacer Beast and her two children before heading to Burdusk. Upon our arrival in Burdusk, Marquise swapped out his halberd for a spear and shield. Marquise and Zazit had a talk in which they both went to their backstories a bit. Marquise got offered a offered a job of sorts in Zazit's kingdom that he must keep on the low, and they went and got some cologne. Now me and Paula played a pretty funny game of Fuck, Marry, Kill with the men of the party, or talking about the men of the party rather, and everyone got some soup before continuing their travels on the road.
A point of clarification: the soup was actually in Scornabel, is where y'all got the soup at.
Okay, well, we got the soup in Scornavale.
Yeah.
And I think everything else also. I think Verdust may have been. I don't think we did much in Verdust now that I think about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
most of
I
what you
kind of
described
noticed.
actually happened in Scornabel. You and Zazit had a conversation as you were perusing the market. Um, sharing a bit of your pasts with each other and buying some cologne while the girls were busy uh, playing Fuck Mary Kill with the rest of the party, or for the rest of the party. What did y'all do after Scornabel?
For Scornabo, we made a quick little trip to Elturel. We met up with Leosin. Um, Kyo almost crashed out at Leosin because of some unsavory words he shared. And oh, and Marquis showed off his new form. Zazit uh talked to Leosin. We all shared information, and I don't remember much after that. So if anything else happened.
Not bad, not bad. Anybody else have anything to add or correct or change?
I remember in Scornabel, we had a makeshift fighting tournament just for the fun of it.
Yes, that's right.
I believe it was Kia who came out on top in the final round.
Just barely, though.
And yeah, just barely. And she made a wager that whoever wins, the other three people, which included Marquise, Dravda, and Naomi, would have to not do their bidding, but like do like a task for them or something. I forget exactly what the details were.
Yep.
We're their slave for a day.
Yeah, basically. Luckily,
was it a day or was it like you just do one thing?
No, it was a day.
No.
It was a day.
Oh, it was a day. Oh boy.
Kyo is massa for a day.
I mean, in many ways, let's be honest, it's lucky that was Kyo that won that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
imagine if it was Naomi.
Would be messed up.
Oh, Naomi would have been the worst. Luckily,
Oh.
luckily that day passed, and all she really made you guys do was most of the prep work for the camp. So she could just kick back and relax.
Wait, was that it?
Yeah, that was basically it.
Oh, I don't remember that. Okay, I thought she hadn't done the thing yet.
No, it was only a day because between Scornabel and Elturel, it was oh, did we lose her? Oh, it was Saren. Okay, it was Saren. Between Scornabel and Elturel is basically like 2 days, but y'all
okay.
y'all cleared it. Luckily, because y'all stayed on the road. Welcome back. And so you guys did arrive at Elturel, and you met up with Leosin and his new apparent ally, which is Ontharr Frume. And you found him at Onthar's headquarters, in quotation marks, called A Pair of Black Antlers, which turns out to be a tavern in Elturel. And I think that's where we're going to rejoin the party. You've been talking to Leosin a little bit as Ontharr is sitting there at the same table. And what would you like to do?
I imagine this is after we have told everything that happened, correct?
Yes. I'll say this is after you've given like a full report, everything that you've seen, everything that you've done, discussing the state of the camp, clearing out as soon as they realized that Leosin had escaped, all that stuff.
Right. Then after everything is done, Kyo, having calmed herself down, she adjusts herself on her seat once more, Jamie on top of her hand, and she finally says, "And that's everything, Leosin. That's our part of the deal, at the very least." Actually, I also brought this. I have told you, but it's probably better for you to also have it in your person. And Kyo gives the map to Leosin. The one from the coded hideout, in specific.
Very, very good. You hand over the materials to Leosin. He looks them over with a very discerning eye, and you can see he furrows his brow, and he kind of gestures to Ontharr, and he says, "Keo, this is fantastic. You've all done a fantastic job bringing this to me. Ontharr, we definitely need to go over this and discuss our next steps."
Mm.
And Ontharr nods in deep agreement and says, "Aye, it's rather disturbing, the trend we've been seeing." And they just kind of begin to scrutinize the map together, with you all standing there. As you are all standing there, the door is kicked open. And you all just hear a voice bellow out, "Zazit!" And you just hear Zazit just, "Unfortunately, everyone, I have to take that. I don't know how long I'll be, but I shall return hopefully very soon. Please
You're the
excuse me."
kind guy. It's right. Maybe
Oh, take
kind
your time,
guy.
dear.
And Zazit begins to make his way out of the tavern.
Well, but going back to what you're talking about, Leosin, that was what we had to say. What about you? I would imagine you folks weren't just staying on your butt while you were away, correct? I mean, Grandpa would have let you do that, at the very
No,
least.
definitely not just sitting around on my butt. No, me and your grandfather, we've been chasing down some leads. In fact, that's where he is he's chasing down a lead on his own. And you see Leosin roll his eyes as he says, he insists that he works better alone.
He also insists that pepper is good for everything. Not everything that old man says is true. Right? Fine. Where exactly did he go? Is it nearby?
He looks at you straight in your eyes and he says, "Kyo, I understand your attachment for your grandfather, but the things that we're involved in are a little bit larger than your relationship with him. Unfortunately, I can't tell you."
Then what can you tell us, at the very least, I suppose?
He looks to Ontharr, who begins to scrutinize the party, um, and then
Naomi sticks her tongue out at him.
you just see Ontharr just kind of smile, and just kind of chuckle a little bit as he looks at the rest of the party, like looks over Dravna and looks over Marquise, and then Leosin returns the gaze back to the rest of the party, and then Leosin says, "Tell you what, I'll have more to tell you in a few days. In the meantime," and Ontharr chimes in at this point and says, "Aye, you'll be more than welcome to stay up here. Put you up for room and board here at the Black Antlers. Free drinks as well." And he nods to the bar.
Aside from drinking, is there anything to do in this city?
"Of course, there's hunting, a little bit of friendly skirmishes with me and the boys." And he raises a mug, and he just goes, "Ah!" And you just hear the entire tavern just fill with sounds of like, "Ah!" and like drinking cheers.
These are good
Wait.
men. I like these
Wait.
men.
Wait, you said Black Antlers? Oh, so this is the place.
Yes.
Um,
Yep. This is my headquarters.
In this case, I suppose this is for you then. Kia pulls out the letter from the mayor from her backpack. Governor Nighthill asked me to deliver this to you. It's a request for shipment of meat all the way to Greenest.
Playing coy again, I see. Well, if Governor Nighthill That's what he's called nowadays, needs me to send some mead, I'd be more than happy to oblige. And he slams his gauntlet on the table a few times, and immediately a pair of well-armored men comes over to the table. And he says, "Boys, you've got a task." And he hands them the slip of paper that you showed him. Go and see it taken care of. And the two well-armored men clasp their right gauntlet to their left shoulder before slightly bowing to the rest of you and walk out of the tavern swiftly.
Gia takes a look at the armored man, then she switches her gaze to Naomi, then she looks back at the armored man and back at Naomi, and finally she says, I have to say, I think I prefer the clothing of the waitresses at Green Nest. It's really weird to see a waiter using armor like that. I guess that's the big city for you.
Ontharr just kind of laughs and says, "No, lass, I'm afraid that those boys aren't waiters or butlers of any kind. They're fighting men."
Oh, they're errand boys. They're the errand boys in the group, then, right? Are they like in trouble or something, or did they just get set there to do some work?
No,
I mean, if everyone's a fighting man, my presumption is that everyone here is a fighting man, but someone still has to cook, right?
right, Cookie, and there is like a bartender behind the bar. Cookie's our cook.
Hi. If he can see her.
No, he's busy. His back is
Tell him I
towards you.
said hi.
If you really want to talk to him, you go right ahead.
Oh, I'm going to be busy.
But find the man to deliver meat. I suppose the roads are dangerous. I have to say though, that was a really weird thing from the governor to ask me. First, my grandfather asking the governor for help with taking out trash after a raid. Now the governor asking for meat instead of people to protect the city or other more valuable supplies. You old folk are sure weird, I have to say.
As you say this, you see Ontharr just kind of like look at Leosin, who's just like tipping a tankard and just kind of like looking up at the ceiling at the same time. Right. Well, anyway, you're more than welcome to stay here for at least a few days until we can get something together to relay to all of you. Is there anything in particular you're interested in doing? I'm actually planning a bit of a hunting trip tomorrow.
Are you not forgetting one thing, Leosin?
Oh, right. That's right. Well, here you go. And he will give each of you, I believe, is 150 gold, if I remember correctly.
Ooh, money.
I think so too.
I think it's about that much.
Yep, so go ahead and give yourselves 150 gold each.
Does Jamie also get 150 gold since each?
No, I'm afraid not.
He's a full-fledged member of the party.
It's true. He should get his pay.
Nope.
You know, we should get his monies. Nope.
Nope.
He's payment in
Well,
seeds.
Dungeon Master says
considering it was
no.
considering
That's
it was
so funny.
100 gold, but I'm not gonna correct Leosin.
No, it's 150.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
You know that has the most kills in the group.
Oh.
Makes sense. Thank you very much, Leosin. The one extra thing, do you need us to return the horses? The milk squad?
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, actually, where did you have them stabled, or are they just outside?
Just outside.
Yeah, I'll have some of my associates come by and pick them up. If you need to travel again, I'm happy to make further arrangements, but for now, I'm gonna use those somewhere else.
A
Sour
shame.
milk.
Oh no, you didn't name them, did you?
No. Sour milk.
Well, more
We
than
named
name
them. We've
exactly.
indeed we've befriended them. They are a part of our group.
Oh no! Don't
You
don't make
s-
him guilty now.
you see Ontharr frowning but nodding in approval.
In case you need to know their names, I'm not sure if they will respond better after that. And Kyo picks up a small piece of paper and she makes a small drawing of each of the horses and she points, okay, so this one is chocolate milk, this was strawberry milk, this is sour milk, this is milk.
This was
As,
just
as you just say milk, Drowna gives like an approving small smiling nod.
It's very important. Milk is kind of the leader of the group, so try to keep milk on front if
Oh
possible.
my god.
Milk is not the lead. Marquise kind of sneaks over.
He likes being fed apple.
Sour milk is the real leader. Makes milk good.
But yes, thank you very much for taking care of the horses as well. Um, if it's okay for me to ask, Marquise, you want to get weapons, correct?
Oh, I'm always looking for a better pole arm.
Would all three of you want to join Leosin on his hunt? It's a hunt for what exactly? What's the game?
Why, whatever we can find. It's part of the adventure, so to speak.
I do enjoy the thrill of a hunt. You can count me in.
Ontharr smiles at you and nods like Jack Nicholson nods like yes.
Drowna has a very long face right now, but he just nods back in a neutral tone.
Well,
Marquise, Naomi, are you also going to participate?
What are you going to do?
I got you at the
Um,
shops first.
Oh, to be tomorrow, so you still have time. Marquise, and I'm sure about what I'm going to do. I do want to participate, though. I do make a point that whenever I go for a hunt, I only hunt if I'm actually going to eat the food. I don't hunt for sport.
of-
So that would be the deal for me specifically. Though I
um,
don't mind accompanying to make sure that this one here, and she lightly pokes Draven aside, doesn't go into a frenzy and kills everything.
Drowna shifts his eyebrow upwards. Don't you worry about me. When it comes to hunting, I don't like to be wasteful.
well, we certainly don't waste anything around here, do we, boys? And there's another call that goes up, and there's like another rowdy clank of mugs and laughter. Nope. Use it all to the last drop.
They're so
Yeah,
energetic. I really like them.
I can respect that. Then I guess I'll probably join the hunt as well. Marquise, would you want to join as well tomorrow? And Naomi, I take it you're going to come since I'm going to come as well?
You needn't even ask, of course.
Lovely.
As you say this, you see Leosin suddenly stand up, look towards the door, and leaps over everybody and stands here. And as he does so, almost at the exact same moment, the door is kicked open once again. And you see three figures enter, with one figure being carried amongst the two of them. As they say, Master Leosin, come quick! And Leosin hurries over to the gentleman that they were carrying. And you see that Leosin stands over the prone figure and then leans down. You can see he puts an ear to the man's lips as he is whispering something to Leosin weakly. Marquise, if you would like to try to snoop, make a perception check.
Oh, positioning is always. Let's go.
Kia probably
Oh
would also
wait,
try to snoop, but
Yeah.
for a different thing. Should try more to see if someone is hurt.
Oh, very clearly,
that-
this man has had a dagger in his back.
Ooh,
Oh,
He's
yikes.
he's a bloody mess.
okay, in this case, Kia is just going to run. She grabs her beloved healing oregano, and she's just going to cast Cure Wound as soon as she gets close.
As
that's a
soon
16.
as soon as you begin to try to heal this man, Leosin stops you, and then looks to you and says, "He's gone." And as soon as you turn back around, you see that the man has in fact died.
Did I hear what was said? With a 16?
Hold on just a second for me, please.
Oh, of course.
I. Kind gods, please guide this out one of your realms. I'm sorry, but I couldn't help.
You did hear a bit of what was whispered to Leosin. You hear him whisper, or you see him whisper rather, "They're here." Is what you were able to detect. But there were some other things as well that he was saying, but you didn't catch the rest of that message.
Dravna, ready yourself.
Mhm. As soon as you say that, Dravna glances at you, gives a nod, and he shifts his stance over to the other three over there, hand towards his hilt.
Not with them, but there seems to be an intruder in the kingdom walls.
You see Leosin stoops over the dead man, and you see that he closes his eyes manually, and then steps over to his other two disciples, and he says, all right, so go ahead and deal with the body. The regular funeral rites with honors, of course. He died in the line of duty. And both of these men look to Leosin with not misty-eyed, but you can see that they're definitely not happy about the situation. And one of them responds, "Yes, master." And they begin to carry him gently out of the tavern.
Listen, if I may ask, that line of duty, what's going on? Is this now also going to be raided? Should should we get ready to fight again right away? I won't let
Leosin
another green loss happen.
looks to you and he says, "I don't think we're in immediate danger, but it seems very likely that Elturel has a few uninvited guests."
And they're
Any
hunting down
idea
your
how
agents.
close?
Marquise, what'd you say?
Any idea how close? You could answer Dravna first.
Not 100% sure exactly where they are, but let's just say that there are specialists among the cult of the dragon that are very good at sensing a person's intentions. Good at
Ooh, bloodhounds.
close, but think more like, for people specifically.
Oh.
Hmm.
Oh, I see. Mm-hmm.
And Leosin, your men, these Harper people, are being targeted. Is that what it
Not
sounds like?
not specifically my people, not specifically the Harpers. It's pretty much just anybody that seems suspicious or not genuine in their reverie for Tiamat.
So effectively, anyone that's not a cultist.
Yeah, or who's a fake cultist.
Kyo looks back at everyone.
There's like a bit of Marquise's like purple rogue bag sticking out of his backpack that he tucks in.
Well, everyone, seems that we have more trouble to deal with. Leosin, what can you tell us about this group? To be honest, I doubt I'm the only one among us that wants to be involved right away.
I'm sorry, what was your question exactly?
What can you tell us more about this group? If you can tell us anything else.
The group specifically responsible for that? And he kind of
Yes.
gestures his head. No idea. But, or not a lot of ideas anyway. I know that they're led by a red half dragon. Don't know his name though. But he's a nasty individual, that's for sure. Probably even worse than Cyanrath, if you can believe it.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of
Red
smoke
dragon.
starts streaming out of Marquise's mouth.
Down, down, boy, down.
Ravna, your list. Anyone that's familiar to you with that description?
Ravna like
Gravna
closes his
doesn't
eyes,
know who
groaning.
Barnes
He's trying to think. Does he remember anyone that might have that description or that name or anything like that?
Nope. Not a
No.
half red dragon. Or,
Half-red right now.
yeah, half red dragon, yeah.
Dravna will groan and he'll just mutter, "All I have to go by are the names that are engraved on my sword. I don't know
Right
that
then.
name, and I don't know that description."
That's going to be a really hard thing to solve, Javna.
Well, I guess then it means our work is simple. And Kyo claps her hands while giving a nod to everyone. Seems that today we look for information.
As you say this, you see Leosin's face turns from somber to a slightly more scheming look on his face, and he says, "All right, you four, come over here." And he walks to another table that's not currently occupied.
What about your friend? Are you going to leave him there?
Ah, he's fine. He's drunk. And Ontharr just kind of says, just says, "Hey, I'm not drunk yet. Still need another 5 tankards." He goes back to drinking.
Another.
Yeah.
Wow.
Kyo goes to grab Naomi and brings her to the table as well. Come here.
She just goes. She goes along.
All right.
All right.
And Leosin looks at all of you and he says, "Here's the thing. My resources personally are rather limited. The horses that I supplied you with were kind of at the top range of what I can do. That man there," and he points to Ontharr, "he has a lot more at his disposal than I do in this current area. So it would probably behoove you to make him like you. See what I'm saying?"
Nami brightens up for a second, then she thinks, "Oh no, probably not like that. No."
No, definitely not like that. He's a paladin of Torm, so that's probably not going to go too well for you.
It doesn't have to be. Oh, never mind. Go on. Go on. Go
Oh,
on.
poor Naomi, your heart is torn.
Shut up.
Dravna gives a sarcastic grin.
It's okay, Naomi. Even if he doesn't want you, we still want you.
I know he looks like a love boat now, but man, keep it in
Okay.
your pants.
Enough. All of you, enough. Shut up.
The Father of Torm, hon.
Never mind, go on.
Any other person that we should get in favors of in this city? I was planning before we got into this. Beyond Marquis getting his weapons, I also wanted to go into a local temple, if not a few matter of another good deity at the very least.
What?
Would there be any sort of temple that would be worth us getting to some of the graces too in this time?
Well,
To get some companion?
unfortunately, we don't really have a whole lot of support yet from the larger kingdoms. In fact, we're very much at a local level of support for dealing with the cult currently, and me and Ontharr we're working on fixing that. Uh, in the meantime, I don't really know of anybody else of specific interest here in Elturel, but just spend a couple of days getting to know Ontharr and impressing him, and then we'll see if we can get you guys some support for this next step of the investigation. That is, if you're all still
Okay,
interested. And he looks around at all of you.
Now this? Of course.
exactly. I said this before to you, Leosin, but even though we aren't directly working under you, we have the same goal. We all want to stop the cult for our own different reasons.
I think he called.
There won't be another greenhouse, at least not if I can help it.
That's the goal, isn't it? To prevent another green nest.
But I have a proposal then, if that's okay with you.
He he acknowledges you.
None of us have gone to this city before, if not mistaken.
Ooh, which city?
And here,
Oh.
Ontharr. So we don't really know about the places. At least I think so. Marquis Travnam, did you ever come?
I mean, I've passed through here, but never stayed here for more than a few nights.
When I was little, but I don't have any useful information about her.
So it'd probably be a waste for us to spend so much time just lost and confused. And if you could get us a map of the city, if you're one of your contacts, you say you don't have too much information, but surely a map of the place is fine, right?
I'm I'm sure there's a map laying around here somewhere of Elturel. If all else fails, I'm sure you can ask the guards if you're interested in a specific point of interest.
Okay. Then, yes, that's our plan then for now. Naomi Dravna, I'll be trusting you two with the charm. Good luck.
Wait, what?
I mean, yeah, you're the ones that have the better way of speaking. Naomi can charm anyone spends off, and Dravna can intimidate anyone spends off.
That's true.
I'll take that as a compliment.
It is.
You girls.
Marquis can be intimidating, but he's also very goofy sometimes. And I say this in the best of ways. It's a nice company to have. And
Thank you.
well, I'm not good at talking. So I probably wouldn't be too much helpful with that. So if you need to charm and get people to know better, sounds to me like it's up to you too, more than anything else. So, are you two ready to help us get to know better our drunk friend there? I did have an idea, but I follow you to lead the lead of you two for that, more than anything.
I'm going to want to probably start with the more of the good cop rather than the bad cop on this.
All right
Don't
then.
sell
Oh,
yourself.
wait, that means that I have to do the work. Ugh,
Yes.
I don't want to.
Don't sell
Yes,
yourself
sir.
short, Keo. You're pretty good company too.
Oh,
Gives
thank you very
rally
much.
because I want to roll a dice.
Understandable. Highly understandable.
I love how, because of the method of the rally, my head canon is that Kiev is not at all connecting the dots. That's an ability or anything. It's just like, ah, yes, damn, Marquis compliments really are nice.
They're just that good.
7
Man.
bonus
Exactly,
HP.
like yeah.
7 temp hit points for today.
Thank you
Sick.
very much. But okay. Beyond talking, I want to make a list of things I want us to do today, if that's alright. We need to go visit a weapon shop for Marquis. I want to at some point, doesn't have to be today, can be another day, but I do want to visit a temple or something of the like, if at all possible. Draven and Naomi, is there anything that you want to do? I would say that anything we plan, though, we should do as a group, not separate, since the city is a dangerous one at the moment.
So, in addition to potentially going around town and looking at stuff, in fact, let me go ahead and give you a map of Elturel while I'm thinking about it. So here's the map of Elturel.
Holy guacamole.
Yeah, we've seen this. We saw this. Was it the last session or the session before?
Yeah, it was
that?
the last session,
right?
when you guys
session.
first got to Elturel.
Yeah.
So
It just
Elturel,
didn't click how big it was.
yeah, Elturel is a river town, meaning a lot of stuff comes and goes from the river here. You can see that there are ways in and out of Elturel through land and also by the river. Let's see. The market is
Oh man,
to the south.
I almost Baldur's gated us just now.
Let's see. There's also the High Hall, which is where the giant floating crystal that hovers above the city. That's basically the central point that it's hovering over. You imagine that's probably like some kind of temple or holy place. The maiden.
Naomi imagines that it's heavily guarded as fuck.
Oh, for sure. The Maiden's Leap it's essentially just like a Niagara Falls, but much smaller scale. And
I love Niagara Falls.
Let's see. And you guys are. Did I put you on top of 5? No, I did not. Where's 5 at? Are you guys on top of 5? No. Anyway, the docks are these areas down here. And then, oh, that's probably this one right here, actually. So it just misnumbered on the map. Anyway.
Maybe. Still have the docks.
So, in addition to exploring Elturel, you also have the option to try to get in good with Ontharr Frume. He's already invited you on his hunting trip tomorrow. In addition to that, you can also challenge any individual you would like in the tavern to a drinking contest. You can also do like a little tavern brawl if you'd like to, in order to score brownie points.
Alright. Out of character speaking at the moment, I think. What time is it of the day right now?
I'll say it's probably 11 or 12 at the currently.
So, with the size of the city, I think to be fair for us as players to estimate we can do like 3 things. Because it's a really big city, at very least it looks like, especially if you're moving around. So I think we are going to have to be a few days here. I say we put an order of like, oh, this day we are going to try to focus on these 3 stuff. If you have more time, we do more stuff later. Everyone agrees with that? Or not?
Sorry, one more time.
Basically, it's that for us to not just roam around aimlessly, I think it would be good if we have 3 goals for the day in the game, 3 in game day. And we focus on that, and if something else happens, something else happens. But we sort of these 3 goals for the day. That's alright.
All right.
That sounds good to me. Dravna actually doesn't have any goals, so he's willing to just basically be a bodyguard for the party if there's uninvited people in the city right now. So basically, wherever you guys go, Dravna will be there to accompany you.
What about Naomi, Seren? Does Naomi want to do something in the city specifically?
It's hard to say.
I do want us to, at the very least, do go to see weapons, because I think Marquis has been trying to do that for 3 cities now.
Yeah,
Well, didn't
Oh
he
no,
just
I
buy-
got a new spear. I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
he
always
did get a
looking
new
for
spear, a
I'm
better
just
one.
always-
Yeah.
I forgot you did, so I still would want to go though. I want to see if I can get better armor, if at all possible. But okay, that's less bad, so it's less urgent. But does no one want to do anything, Seren?
Nothing in particular. I think it'd have to come up
Okay,
because
for
right
now-
now, yeah.
I say for now then, we try to begin by talking to, I forgot the name of the dwarf. Crap.
Ontharr.
Ontharr.
I say we start talking by Ontharr. If anyone wants to do a tavern brawl or a drinking context, I think that could be fun with him.
I mean, Dravna's not
My-
against just randomly fighting someone.
My plan
Blow some steam
was
off.
to go look for a better polearm and then go get drunk with Ontharr. But
That could be
Ooh.
fun. We
If
could go
you
then
wanna
to the
add-
market.
anything to the list before that, I'm down.
Kia, like I said, she wants to at some point visit the temple. If that's a really big temple here, Kia wants to at the very least once visit. Doesn't have to be today, because with how guarded it is, maybe it's better to do so another day. But Kia does want to go there at least once. Beyond this, I actually want to go to docks eventually. Maybe then we could go to markets, docks, and then go get drunk with Hunter.
Sure, yeah. Drunk could be the
That's
very last
Pokemon?
option.
I don't know how
Right.
your class works, but that's Pokemon question mark.
Hmm.
Potentially.
Alright then, so we have a plan, alright. So before we go, Kia does want to talk to Hunter very quickly about one thing, if that's okay for everyone.
Yeah. Also, out of character, Dravna hasn't said it yet, but he wants to talk to Leosin, but by himself.
If Dravna says so, we can give him the space or no, and we...
Okay, yeah, like if you guys go to talk to Ontharr, Dravna will just say like, "Hey, I'll catch up with you."
Yeah, okay, sounds... Everyone okay with that, or anyone else wants
That's
to say
fine.
something to Leosin?
Sounds good. I'm
Right
going
then.
to the bathroom IRL, but I don't think there's anything I'm needed for right now.
Okay then. Then for now, Kia looks at Leosin and gives him a smile. Okay, so I think after everything we do have an idea what we can do now. Thank you everything, Leosin. Oh, are you going to be very busy today, by the way?
Yeah, I'm gonna be really busy. In fact, I was supposed to have been leaving this tavern already, but your timely arrival has delayed me.
My apologies. Then I won't take you any further. It was a pleasure talking to you. And, well, you know the usual. If you get any news from Grandpa or something from Greenest, please don't be afraid to come tell me. And for now, though, may the good gods give you grace, and may your matter carry your burdens. Then with her wave, she goes back to Ontharr. Along with it.
Dravna will look at Leosin. She may not take any more of your time, but I will. You and I need to chat. And he's like pointing to himself, pointing back to him, pointing to himself, just with his little finger.
You and I need to chat. Point.
Leosin says, "All right, have a seat," and he sits down at
Yeah.
the table.
Let's have a seat, but in a more comfortable area. Follow me. He'll just like kind of motion him to like come over to the corner area.
Naomi just stays seated there and waves.
Leosin looks at Marquise and Naomi and looks kind of worried for a second, and then he's like narrows his eyes over Dravna as he's leaving, and then he just kind of you can see there's like a question on his lips for a moment, and then he just shakes his head and begins to walk towards Dravna.
He'll stop. He'll look over at you, Naomi and Marquise. I'll catch up with you three later. Just give me a few minutes.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me.
All right.
All right.
What exactly can I do for you?
Jordan will sit down in a chair and kind of lean back, arms spread out back onto the back end of the chair. Now, I won't beat around the bush, but you've seen the capabilities that my party has. We're fairly formidable. We helped Greenness with the dragon issue, with the cultists, and he's going to point at Leosin, freeing you from their clutches.
Sure.
Now, I also know that you're thin on resources, and you've been appreciating my help. Well, our help as a team. We have a pretty good relationship right now. I'd like to continue that. However, between you and I, the travel to here to Elturel from Greenness has been, and he's just kind of grown a little bit, very unpleasurable. We fought monsters, had to deal with agents tracking us potentially.
Wait, you're telling me you fought monsters on the road?
Through the wilderness. That's neither here nor there.
Why did you go through the wilderness? The road was perfectly safe, wasn't it?
He pauses. Shortcut.
So you took a shortcut that nobody asked you to take.
Well, yes. Anyways, you're leading me off course. What I'm trying to say is, she's not showing it, but Kyo is essentially having a mental breakdown. She very much misses her grandfather, and that's the main reason why we came here. Now, and he's going to hold up his hands, I know you can't tell me where he is or what he's doing, and I understand that. But if I just say the word, my party can leave and we no longer be assistants to you. What I want from you is just a message of sorts. Telepathic, a bird, paper airplane with scribbles on it. To know that her grandfather is okay. Considering that there's agents inside these walls now. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Make either a persuasion check or an intimidation check, your choice.
He'll do intimidation. It's 16.
You see he sits up kind of straight and he just kind of stares at you in the eyes. And he simply states, "Do you know the name of that young man that died on the floor over there?"
Jordan just gives a stoic glance back, but just shakes his head. He doesn't say anything.
His name was John. John lived and worked under me for years, well over a decade, and he proved his loyalty time and time again. Kyo's grandfather has been somewhat of a mentor to me, and I have likewise proven myself. And then he leans a little bit forward and he says, "You and your outfit have done fuck all to earn my trust. Are we clear?"
It's not about trust, and he's just going to lean in. It's about showing a little bit of empathy. Can you do that for my ally? That is all I'm asking.
He points again to the bloody spot, and he says, "That is what the kind of empathy that you're talking about is going to get us. Nothing but more death." And then he sits up and says, "This meeting's over," and he walks away.
Drowning will grunt through his nose and just fold his arms.
And you will
He'll push
see,
out his-
and you'll all see Leosin just very briskly make his way out the door.
Drowning will stand up, push his chair in, and just make his way back to the party. He has a very unenthusiastic look on his face.
That seemed friendly.
I tried
So?
to be. He was not cooperative. Don't mind it though. Let's go meet up with Kyo.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, the group was a bit away in the table. Could Kyo have asked one very small thing to our dear friends here?
Hey, what can I do for you?
Kyo would give a small
Friend
smile.
here?
I'm sorry, I'm bad with names. My apologies.
That's all right. Ontharr Frume at your service. And he holds out a gauntleted hand.
Kyo kindly takes
School
it
turn up.
with a small shake before sitting down. Ontharr, that's actually perfect now the others are away. Leosin told us that you have some influence in the city, correct?
I have a bit of influence. Is there something in particular you need help with?
If I'm honest, a lot of things, but me in particular, I want a favor. One that I'm willing to pay for, if that's okay. She pulls out a small paper. And passes it over to him. Could you have someone buy these things for me? I would buy if the others, but I actually would prefer for them to not see these things. That's okay.
Can you send me a message of what they are? Or do you care if the players know
I
what
don't,
it is?
I don't mind at all. The paper has written on it a really big cake, five different packs of 5 packs of different spices, and some cream for scales.
Some what
And
scales?
a cream balm.
Oh, I
I
see, I
forgot
see, I see.
for scales.
Got it.
I just mentioned that one. I think this should be enough for this. And she takes out 30 gold. I never bought. Never came because I don't know the prices. If it's okay, don't tell the others that I got this. Alright, you to do this. That's alright?
Make a persuasion check.
Kitaki? Yeah, no, Kyo, the most persuasive character ever. 6.
He kind of chuckles, not super loudly, but he he says Elturel is or no, he would say well, Elturel is a mighty trustworthy place, so if you'd like to perhaps ask one of the soldiers or even perhaps one of the small lads out on the street, they'd be more than happy to run your errands for you. Unfortunately, I'm not very keen on sending my fighting men out to do errands, you understand?
I don't mean the fighting man. I'm sorry. I don't mean those. It's just that it's a really big city, so I imagine you would know someone that does errands or the like. I never ran any place like this, but as big as this tavern, but even in Green Nest, whenever we had to buy a lot of stuff, we would have some of the resourceful people. We would always trust to ask. Is there anyone in particular that you think is good enough to ask for this?
There
Doesn't
there do be a lad that comes by every now and then. He scratches his chin. Tell you what, go and
yes?
see if there is a young man kind of watching the doors from across the way. You should see him if he's still waiting out there. The poor lad thinks this is how you earn your way into the Order of the Gauntlet, see, but he doesn't understand he's not old enough yet.
Oh, okay, understood. I will go ask him. I'll be right back. If the others come to here, just you're a smart man. I'm sure you can figure something out. And then she just moves to go.
He does like a belly laugh, and he just kind of says to you, like to your back as you're walking away, you might be giving me a bit too much credit. And he takes another swig of his ale. The rest of you watch Kyo leave the tavern.
Oh, Kyo.
Before I leave, for the first time ever, I swapped to full human because
Okay.
I heard there's a red dragon, and I don't want to get reckoned. Well, I wanted to see me and then like walk over
Right.
and be like, "What's going on with you?" So yeah, I switched to full human.
Okay. The two of you who are at the table, you'll watch as Marquise takes out this compact mirror with a very ornate kind of hinge, and also on the top part of this square-looking mirror, there's an emblazoned symbol of Ilmater with some scales on there, and then as Marquise looks into the reflective mirror, you will watch as his scales begin to recede and the coloring fades back to more of a fleshy skin tone as everything kind of like not congeals but forms around his right eye where the scar is, or sorry, his left eye where the scar is. And it's like a one eye has like eyeshadow and also like a bit of makeup around like where his just underneath his eyebrow and the ocular socket is.
Marquise kind of feels his neck, feels his eyes. He's like, "Oh, they're kind of both uncomfortable now." And then, all right, let's go. Let's catch up with Kyo, guys.
It's like peeling dead skin, but it happens automatically. It's an odd sensation to go from scales to regular mammalian skin.
I'd assume like going and also just living as like with like scales on you and then going back to flesh and going back. Like I'm sure neither of them feel like 100% comfortable.
As we're leaving, Dravna will snicker. Missing your scales already, Marquise.
Ah,
Oh, just want to be discreet, you know?
Fair.
Discretion's good.
okay. Kyo.
I'll switch back before I chop his head off. Don't worry.
Kyo, you know that you don't have a whole lot of time before your friends find you and start to question you about why you disappeared. So very quickly you look outside and you do see that there is a young man who is just kind of waiting at the corner of the entrance, this little plaza where a pair of black antlers is situated. What do you do?
Kia would approach the man with a small smile and nod, said, "Hey, excuse me, I don't have not much time. I need a favor. I was talking to fuck. What's his name again?
Ontharr.
Nickname. Just call him like Big T or something like that, or Dwarfy Boy. I don't know.
Dwarfy boy, I like that one. Yeah.
Is that Kia? Is good with names.
Then-
I'm not.
Then it's his name is Ontharr. Then
Ontharr.
Thank you. Sorry. Yeah. I was talking to Ontharr and decided to come to you for this. She pulls out the list alongside the 30 gold. Could you go into the markets and buy these things for me and bring them back to the tavern? If you do, sorry, you do what he says?
The young man looks to you and he kind of like snaps to attention and he says, "Yes, I will take on this quest for the Order of the Gauntlet." And he very like quickly takes the list, looks at it a little bit, then takes the gold. He kind of eyes the pile of gold that you hand him, like he's never seen that much money in his life. But he just kind of like nods, going through each item. And he says, "Yes, this is very doable, ma'am. I'll be back soon." And then he just like takes off at top speed.
Oh, damn. He's lucky Naomi didn't see him. The poor boy would be coming back. Alright then, okay, so now I can go back to... Oh, hi everyone! I
Oh,
imagine-
hey. What were you doing?
Were you handing strangers gold?
Dravna consents it.
Wow.
You see Kio's stopping, hesitating, trying to think of it.
I mean, he immediately extends out his hand. I won't judge, it's your gold, but I'm curious.
Yes, You see, she looks at Ontharr. Ontharr can explain everything to you. Let's just talk to him. Ontharr, hey, my great companion.
You will
I was
you will come
doing
back.
what you asked.
You will come back to Ontharr, who is sipping from his ale, and you see that he has gotten another tankard of ale, and Jamie is just kind of like pecking into it every now and then and taking like big swallows of ale from another tankard. And then Ontharr looks up to you and says, your bird is quite the drinker. I've never seen a bird drink this much before.
She was before hesitating a bit first, but like she actually looks at Jamie worried.
The bird,
Jamie,
Jamie just kind of like stops drinking and then looks over at you, and you just see like he just like looks in your direction with one eye, then his mouth turns towards you. You just hear this tiny little burp, and he goes back to drinking.
uh, I
Little
mean,
guy, you gonna be able to fly all right? Does he chirp
she'll
back?
be good.
No, he
she'll be
just
good.
ignores you and continues drinking.
Holy shit.
How
That'll be fine.
much would be for the mug that Jamie drank? I'm sorry.
Not a lot. Like he's basically just scraped off the foam at this point.
I guess that's something you do. That's good to know. Wait. That's a food for thought for later then. Ontharr, actually, we want to ask you, do you recommend any blacksmiths for us to go?
Well, the thing is, we here at the Order of the Gauntlet, we have our own blacksmith who handles things here, but seeing as how none of you are members, unfortunately I can't take any orders for you. Outside
What
of
is Order of the Gauntlet? It's the second time you told me about it.
well, you see, the Order of the Gauntlet is my organization, and we are strict adherents to the guiding principles of Torm.
Sorry, man. I
He's kind of blinks slyly. Is there any other is there any other good blacksmiths in all of Atrio?
Aye, there's a few in the market square to the south.
I
But your
want.
blacksmith is the best of all, huh? I'm sorry for cutting you off again.
You go.
But your blacksmith is the best of all?
It's the only one I trust. And he smiles as he takes another sip of his mead.
Torm is a god of war and courage, correct? If I'm not mistaken. An ally of your matter at that.
Aye, yes. Torm and the whipped god are allies in the pantheon.
Ontharr, are you a batty man by any chance?
That you see his eyebrow raise as he is like halfway through another sip. Why? What do you have in mind?
Well, I wanted to propose a duo. Not with you exactly, and not with using me exactly. We would decide between us. But I'm very curious to see what is the might of a member of an Order of Torm, in fact.
Oh, you'll be seeing that plenty tomorrow, and he gives you a wink.
Yes, but the betting I want to do was simple. If you win, we get a weapon from your blacksmith. If we lose, I give you 70 gold.
He thinks about it. What kind of weapon exactly are you looking for?
Mm,
Your finest Oh, well, actually, you're the one making the bet.
I
Sorry.
know, it's for your Marquis. What's the weapon you want?
Your finest polearm. If Let's say if we beat out your men for the finest. I guess. Oh God. What do you call something in a hunt?
Right?
Oh,
Game?
finest game of the hunt. If we bring that back, I'm going to pay full price to your blacksmith just to be able to use it. But yeah, if we lose, then we'll give you 70 gold in exchange.
He looks at all of you and he says, the kind of weapon that you'd be looking for that would be perhaps worth this little wager to make it for us, for materials and the cost of labor, you're looking at about 1,000 gold.
Oh, wow.
Hmm.
The weapons in the big cities are this expensive. That's good to know.
But I may have a task in mind that's worth 1,000 gold. So how about this? One of you versus another one of mine. And I have just the man in mind already. You beat him in a brawl. Fists, of course. If you win,
No armor though.
if you win, you get the weapon. If you lose, you do my task for free.
I'm fine with it. What about the rest of you?
Sounds like a deal.
It does sound like a deal, but obviously I can't participate in this.
Of
A
course,
shame.
of course you can. It's just a bit of fisticuffs. You look.
She like
Oh.
raises her hand and then she like does the claw thing. I don't actually use my fists for fighting. I use these for fighting. That's not quite the same, is it?
We'll give you some gloves. You'll be swinging twice as hard.
Gloves. Oh, goodness
Um,
gracious. We'll still have to
yeah.
decide between all of us anyway. So it
Above the
doesn't matter.
table, we'll be using the pugilism minigame.
Understandable, yes.
Okay.
Out of character now. Who wants to participate?
I mean,
say
I would like to.
I say we do the thing again. And
35?
then yeah, like when we first fought Cyanrath, we do that again. Some good old
Oh, the rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see who goes against who.
We basically just roll d20s for that, right?
Yeah, but
Okay.
it's like a competition. We make a small semifinals and a finals.
All right. In that case, we'll just go ahead and line you guys up.
Nice roll. Sick, nasty.
So let's go ahead and determine the seeds. Naomi's in the lower seed. Already with a 6. So both of you, the three of you roll d20s. Ooh.
He is in the lower seat too, it seems to be.
All right.
Guys, it's only letting me roll a d10 and a d20. I don't know what I did.
It's fine. You can roll them.
Yeah. Let's just wait for Marquise because there's a chance Marquise rolls
Oh,
below
never.
6.
Nope.
Well, there
Kia
It's just
looks at
weird.
Naomi and says, "Why is it always us Chewins like this? It's unfair. I almost
I don't
always
know.
lose against you."
All right. First
You'll
seed
probably
for the
win
rock,
today.
paper, scissors tournament. Go ahead and roll your d20s. 2 out of 3.
Who's the
First
first
seed is
seed
me and
again?
Dravna, right?
Yeah, Marquise and Dravna for now.
Nice
oh
one.
no!
Oh god. Incredible.
Hey, at least it wasn't counting because it doesn't us. So
Wow, the
Oh.
duality.
All right, Eric. Let's
The
see if you can get a.
duality.
Let's see if you can get a 20.
Yeah.
Let's see if you can get a 20.
I mean, John is thinking he's just gonna mutter, "I really have no stake in this, but I won't turn down a good fight." I'll just like
1 in 400
Alright.
chance. Let's see it.
He says, I'm throwing rocks.
Natural one on the other side of the scale, dude. Can you imagine?
I'm
all
gonna
saying
say.
is I'm so happy that we wasted 3 ones.
I'm gonna
Yo, we
say
got 'em
because
out.
of to honor the 21 dynamic. I'm gonna say Marquise just wins this match outright. Travna, you just had this horrible losing streak. You lose 2 in a row, losing the match, unfortunately. All right,
Marquise just says I'm throwing a rock and you fall for it both times.
Truth be told, Marquise, I know you really want this fight, so it's all you, and he winks.
All
There
right,
you go.
second
That's how you
seed,
write
rock,
it.
paper, scissors. Let's go.
Yeah, I didn't lose. I just let you win.
Oh, Naomi wins the first round.
All right then.
Equals
Second
up.
round then.
Oh no!
Incredible. What is that? 5 1s? 5 1s or something in the last bit?
It's,
Yes,
it's
it is the
tied
5-1.
1-1.
That's amazing. All right, here we go. Bop. And hey, it was almost 20. I saw that.
All right,
See, I
I
told
was
you.
Kyo.
Mm,
It is now you and Marquise.
Kia suspects foul play. She actually thinks like Naomi
Like took a
purposely
dive.
lost. Yeah.
Naomi gives you a kindly, warm smile, as she always does.
I didn't lose. I merely failed to win. That is such a Dravna thing to say.
So good, dude.
Incredible.
Marquise, let us go.
You're
Let us see
you're a
who
strong
wins.
fighter, Kyo, but I only trust myself with the pole arm.
Marquise, I'll be honest with you. I'm going to go rock.
Are you
Wow.
really doing that?
Love to see it. 10 out of 10.
Well, I'm going to rock too, baby. Let's go.
Okay, in that case. I was gonna have Kyo roll with disadvantage, but because you're also going rock. Okay.
No, I'm gonna earn it.
You guys actually throw rock a few times, and then finally Marquise switches it up with paper. All right, roll again.
All right, then let's see. Oh,
Oh my god!
Oh,
You're now tied 1-1.
There it is, boys.
pressy rock. Always wins.
adrenaline's pumping. Adrenaline's pumping.
Seven pumping. Let's go.
Come on, come on.
Oh, again.
Yes.
Ah.
You see,
There it is.
you see in disbelief, Marquise, as you hold up your hands in a scissors formation, and Kyo holds up a rock as she smiles victorious.
You're gonna win this pole arm for me.
I have this up. All right, then. It seems that I will be the fighter on our side. Who will be my opponent, Ontharr?
That was bloody entertaining. Watching y'all go through that. Do y'all do that often?
This is the
Yes.
second time. We like to make a show of it.
I mean, it's second time of this, but back when Merwin's Cornfield, we also had something similar. It's just, it was a tavern brawl less than that. But so, we kinda do that a bit often. It's fun.
Very well. I appreciate seeing the camaraderie between you and your folks here. Very well. He stands up and he puts down he takes like the final swig from his tankard and he puts it down. And then he just bellows out into the tavern, Bronson! And as he does, the entire tavern goes quiet. And then they all begin to start rhythmically in a uniform rhythm, like smacking their tankards on their tables. Douche, douche, douche. And as they do so, a mountain of a man begins to walk from the back of the tavern. And you see like a 10-foot tall Goliath in armor walking towards Yukio.
You all see that Kiev throughout this whole trip has been very tense in many ways. But both in this moment and in the tavern brawl, she strangely looked calm. Even had this little grin on her lips. Alright then. Guess you'll be my opponent. Pleasure to meet you. I'm Kyo Roach.
You see the Goliath with his shaved head. He's not wearing a helmet at the moment. He looks down at you with his hands on his hips, and he says, "Bronson," and he holds out a hand.
He gladly accepts it.
And then he looks over to Ontharr and says, "So it's a fight." And Ontharr says, "Aye, just fists. Nothing too fancy. You might want to take off those gauntlets. You don't want to mess up that pretty face now." And Bronson just kind of snorts and says, "You're too soft. You're too soft, Ontharr." But he does take off the gauntlets. And then
Are kicks allowed? I think it's important for me to ask.
Bronson just kind of looks at you and says, "I'd be disappointed if you didn't." And he kind of cracks a smile with that as he takes up a fighting stance.
Alright, then alright. Let us go.
All right.
Get him! Get him!
We will be doing a single round of the pugilist minigame. So the way this is going to work is we've already kind of played this, which is kind of funny. So I don't have to explain the rules very much. So we're just going to do it just like we practiced, Paula. So
And that's
yes,
initiative.
One of my
so
favorite
let's roll
things, by the way.
initiative.
It's really good.
Bronson has a +5 to initiative, so he gets a 17.
I have plus.
Ooh, 19. So you win initiative. Okay, now he's going to roll his hit dice, which is a d12.
It's twice, right?
Yes. So yeah, roll it with advantage. So he got an 11 on the first one. So that's going to be a total of 26 for Bronson.
And mine are 24.
All right. Bronson, 25. Not Beyonce, but Bronson. And then
Beyonce. A friend of Beyonce, no doubt.
Shut up. Theo. What did you say yours was? 24?
Yeah.
All right. All right. So,
Are you ready to start?
yeah. You'll be going
Okay.
first. So, you're going to pick your first card. You go and pick your cards. I know what his tactics are going to be pretty much this entire fight. So, I'm probably going to be picking my cards fairly fast. But you don't have to be as fast as I am. So we're going to pick 2 attack cards and 1 defense card.
There you go.
All right, go ahead, attacker.
My 2 attacks are. God damn it. Body strike
Okay.
and head jab.
I picked body protect. So I negate all body attacks, but I will take that 2 damage. Or that 2 from...
The jab.
Yep, so now I'm at 23.
And I 23 chip because of the 1 exhaustion from the strike.
You watch as Kyo comes in very quickly at the start of this fight and throws a body strike, which Bronson immediately kind of tucks in, but leaves his head exposed as Kyo comes with a roundhouse kick right to the side of his head. He takes it with a grin and retaliates with 2 body heavies.
However, Kyo went for counter.
Oh,
Activated my trap card.
so that's going to be
Oh,
4.
but she takes one still.
Yeah, so she'll still take 6, so that's going to be 18 for Kyo. Okay. Sorry, I have to juggle between fucking... That's 18 for Kyo, and then Bronson took 4. And then another 3, so that's 7. So he's at 16.
And I can imagine that Bronza went for a big punch towards Kyo's chest. She blocks the first one with her hand, and while she takes part of the damage, she does retribute with a fist of her own on the man's solar plexus.
He looks down at you and he kind of like nods in approval, and you see he changes tact. And
Alright.
then we go again. This time.
I'm his turn first.
Oops. Gosh darn
Okay.
it.
I'm honestly
Okay.
really glad this is Kyo doing this. I don't think I would win. For whatever reason, you feel like Naomi's not being honest.
All right. Bronson will attack first this round. Head jab. And another head jab.
Oh, wait, what happened? Where'd you go?
Yeah,
I didn't see my cards.
Yeah,
defense?
see
his head
we see
protect,
your
yeah.
head protect.
Okay, you block both of them. Nice.
Bronson goes for 2 head jabs, but Kyo, she's on the uptake. She managed to weave between the attacks very quickly. And as she does so, she goes for another body strike with a kick. And a head jab again.
All right. I negate all non-jab attacks, so I'm gonna take 5. So he's down to 11.
Alright, done.
Yeah, so not a good round for him. All right, reset.
Here we go, dudes.
All right,
Something tells me Paula would cook me in card games.
I think Paula is very good with card game luck or something. Maybe there's
You
something
didn't-
about the luck that activates sometimes.
You didn't see the playtest I did with Jack. I got cooked.
Well,
badly.
you weren't. You didn't really
no.
understand all the mechanics of it, but now you've got a pretty good handle on it. All right, attacker, go ahead.
Second.
Oh, you're still doing your defense card?
Yeah, I just wasn't There you go. Okay, with that out of the way, Kyo sees that things are starting to go her way a little. She's going
Ooh.
to go for a heavy heady.
Oh my god. I negated all body attacks, but I take. Okay, so you see as Kyo senses her advantage, and she begins to swing very like 2 haymakers, and Bronson takes both of them directly to the head. And you will all watch as this giant man just tumbles like a sack of bricks. And there's the whole tavern just erupts into cheers. And you just hear Ontharr say, "No!"
I'm sorry, Ontharr. I had that advantage all the time. How could I lose when I have these ones cheering for me? And she points to her group.
Naomi's like, she's thrown her fan up, and it's like it just falls to the wayside. She's got her hands in the air. Yes.
Meanwhile, Dravna has like a very stoic, unimpressed look right now, and he's just giving a light golf clap. And then when Kyo looks over to us, Dravna will hold up his fist and just like lightly pump it, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
we
just-
trumpets back.
You just see
As you look over, Marquise is just under your vision as he's squatting down to pick you up. He's happier than you've ever seen him.
Let's go.
You watch
Oh.
as Ontharr walks over to Bronson on the ground. He's just kind of shaking his head and just kind of wipes his face in frustration, and then he leans down, and you see the tips of his fingers begin to glow as he touches Bronson's forehead, and you see Bronson's eyes shoot open after Ontharr does this, and then Ontharr steps back, and Bronson stands back up and says, "Well, good fight." And he reaches out to shake your hand, Kyo.
Kyo, while as he imagines to being lifted up by Marquise, happily accepts the handshake, now slightly being more closer to the height of Boris Balsam. Good match as well. It was a pleasure experiencing new fighting style from others.
Well, you handled that pretty well. Hope to see you on the hunt tomorrow. And Bronson just kind of like, he's a little wobbly still after taking both of those fucking huge hits to the head, but he does kind of stagger away to find some mead.
Yeah, that'll surely balance you out, buddy.
Then, it seems that the victory is ours. Marquise?
I'm parading
your
Kyo
words.
around the bar right now.
Yeah, the dudes in the bar are definitely like cheering Kyo on, just like, yeah, they're like, yeah, good job, kind of stuff, you know. And then Ontharr just kind of like sits down a little sullen for a second, and then after a few minutes of watching Kyo get praised, and you can see he starts to smile and he starts to laugh as Kyo almost like falls off of Marquise's shoulders once.
Calm down, whoa. There you go, Susebo, yes. I like
Easy
to imagine.
now.
I like
Don't
to
break my
imagine that.
merchandise. I'm kidding.
Please don't make a plushie of me.
Ooh. Hmm.
Go ahead, sir. Why did I have to suggest the idiot?
Lovely.
Anyway, Tara, yes, about the quest and the polar, yes.
All right, I'm a man of me word. I'll have something delivered to you this evening. It'll be to your liking, I promise.
Well, even so, you had a job for us, didn't you?
Nah, don't worry about it.
Are you sure?
Yes, that was part of the deal, the wager. You won, so you don't have to do it.
We
I
did the
mean-
job for free if we lost.
So,
That was the rules.
yes, but nothing the rule says we can do the job for payment as well.
We
Well,
can do the job for you for like 100 gold or something. If you feel bad about giving it to us for free.
well, now that I've seen your skills, I'm thinking it might be wasted on that particular assignment. I'll make up my mind after tomorrow, after the hunt.
Alright then. Well, with that, folks, I think it's time for us to continue. I have much to explore in the city. Unless anyone wants to speak something to Ontharr before we go.
Your man did well. But unfortunately, he was up against ours. Good thing it wasn't up against me.
And he does
Making that excuse again, Naomi.
he does a full belly laugh at that, and he says I don't doubt it. I imagine the loss would have been even more severe.
I'll be fully
You
honest
can
with you,
tell that
Ontharr.
she's absolutely made that joke to just, make sure that he's having a good time.
I'll be fully honest with you, Ontharr. Whenever I have sparred with Naomi, I have never won a single time.
Nonsense! You've won once or twice. He
With-
grins.
Sure.
With that, Ontharr does kind of like side eye Naomi, hearing that.
Naomi smiles at him.
I like how Kyo's really putting the important fact that Kyo also never fought seriously in any spars of theirs. That's all. You don't need to know that. Okay, everyone, shall we go? We can't waste too much time if you want to explore. The city is big after all.
True. Let's be off. Come along, people.
We'll see you later then, Ontharr. May your matter guide you just as much as Torm will.
And may Torm have your back in battle.
I'm sure I will.
You
Travis,
leave
you
a
know
pair of black antlers. Where are you guys headed to?
Okay. In spite of what she was saying, so
Yes.
effectively Naomi can conjure a weapon, but she can also like make a weapon. Her bonded weapon too, right?
Yes, as
She
text.
yeah. So she is interested in going there, and she mentions as much.
There be the market or somewhere else.
Wait, say again?
There being the market or somewhere else.
Oh, and like, uh, all she's really saying is, I think I should look for something a little less ornate purposed. And she, her fan is what she's using here.
Oh, then let us head after the market then. Maybe after this we can go to docks. I want to check one thing, if that's okay.
Let's go there first.
Paula, have you swapped out your weapon yet from the battle axe?
Oh no, Kiyosu has the battle axe.
Was it a
She
battle axe or
eventually-
was it a farmer's axe?
It's a woodcutter's, yes.
Oh, woodcutters.
So
Maybe
just
we should
I
get
do-
you a little.
just to
something a
clarify,
little
you guys are going to the
less
market,
Mm.
right?
I would.
I think that-
The market or the harbor first? Which one?
I believe we were going to the market first.
Should
Yeah.
we go to the market first? I mean,
The-
that's fine.
The problem with the market is that I'm worried we go to docks and we go to the market's closed. That's my
Yeah,
worry.
that's what I was concerned about as well, just in case. You know what I mean? Like, I don't presume that the harbors would close or something like that, but
Yeah, exactly.
I assume that we could also finish what we're doing fairly quickly.
They would drain the water. That's how they close the harbor.
Oh shit, the party's here. Drain it.
Go,
Drink the water. Get rid of it.
You
But, was Marquise? Sorry, was Marquise going to say something to Dravna before we left? I thought I heard something.
Oh yeah. Dravna, we've never competed before.
No, we haven't,
All right.
and I look forward to the moment we do. I've seen your prowess.
What?
But hasn't
what
Marquise
So you're saying you're
got
gonna have an easy
Right.
time? That would be very funny, wouldn't it?
you also have the option to pugilist each other for
Yeah, I
Onthar's
was gonna
entertainment,
say,
if you would like
maybe
to.
when we get back to the bar.
Y'all want to get pugilist? Let's go.
Dravna has a
This-
cocky smile on his face. That's something I look forward to.
Show off to Ontharr a bit.
You
with my foot over your face while you're on the ground.
Yeah, okay.
you make
Save
your
it for
way.
lunch.
You make your
Such
way
violent men.
after about a 20-minute walk through Elturel. As you're walking through this city, you can see that this is a rather upbeat community. So you can see the people are smiling and greeting each other. It's almost like a small town feel, but in a much larger place. It seems like everybody who lives in the area knows each other. And there seems to be like a feeling of like routine here, which is kind of strange, especially for people who have lived in Waterdeep. Like this is not a very metropolitan feel in a slightly smaller than a metropolitan city.
Sounds kind of nice.
a strange place this is. I always imagined a big city would be more suffocating, I guess.
They
Like
are.
this.
I don't.
Oh. Oh, you came from. Oh, that's true. You come from Waterdeep,
Yeah.
don't you, Marquise?
Yeah.
Is it
Um.
very different from this?
Yes.
Very.
A place where
very-
metropoli, places where people don't really like each other that much. A shame.
Yeah. Gotta. Everyone's
Colonel
looking
Brown.
over their shoulder. People panhandling. People worried about panhandlers. It's a lot.
It has its charms.
It has its charms too.
Well, maybe I'll go visit one day. Actually, before the whole chaos, I told you the camp before, but I was originally planning on going to visit either Waterdeep or Neverwinter, and of course I was planning to also drag Naomi alongside me.
Drag me? Please, I'd be carrying you on my arms myself. We must go on a
Oh,
trip.
alright then. Do it, carry me. And you see Kyo opening her arms.
All right. Now we'll take the bait on this one.
Make an athletics check.
Oh yeah, this
Oh god, no.
this should be -5 because she's not transformed, and I don't plan to have her do that.
No, it's not -5. It's +1.
Haha. No, I mean no, because remember
It's actually +6 for you, actually.
it
So,
says
yeah.
it's that's what I mean. It's -5 because it's only while
Oh,
transformed.
I see.
That's what it is,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. I forget.
Wait, why would you have a -5?
Because the stats on the sheet for her foundry or for Naomi's foundry is
They're so
her
basically the
transform
stats. Yeah, her transform stats are baked in.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's a 14.
Yeah, that's 14.
With the 14, Naomi, you're surprising yourself and also Kyo, as you just kind of like pick her up by her around her legs, and you just easily, just very smoothly pick her up. As so like high enough that Kyo can now kind of see over the crowd.
Now, adventure.
You just kind of totem pole carry her for a little bit.
I like the imagine Kyo at first was very confused, like, oh. You really were going to carry me, huh?
Do I ever lie to you? Don't answer that. I don't want you to be disappointed in me.
So, to fast track the shopping here a little bit, what exactly are you guys looking for?
Okay.
Honestly, Kyo wants to buy 3 things. She wants to buy rations because somehow my rations always go so quickly. I don't know how. How-
Yes.
It's almost like you feed them to things.
There's no way. Who would do that? That's ridiculous. She needs to eat that.
It's
How
like-
many
Hmm?
days of travel did we eat rations on?
You would have to have eaten 1 ration every day.
Yes.
Yeah, but we took a few stops, and it was like 5 days of travels total.
That's true. So if you bought soup, that was basically your ration for the day. And I think some of you bought like 3 soups. So
So there was. So outside of that, there was what, like 2 days, 3 days of travel?
there were a total of 6 days of travel. 3 of those days, you had your rations covered by the soup. So you'll need to mark off 3 other rations that you would have eaten otherwise.
Thank you.
As for Kyo, Kyo's going to buy rations because I need those. I always forget what they're priced though.
I believe each ration is 1 silver, if I'm not mistaken.
Check.
Actually,
Beyond this,
go ahead. Sorry.
beyond this, Kyo is also going to try to be on the lookout for trinkets and such.
Okay, trinkets and such. Any particular kind of trinket?
Either exoteric type of things or very cute, pretty things.
Okay. What's interesting is you don't really find a whole lot of either of those here in Elturel in the shops. Not to say that there isn't any kind of luxury items here, but the kind of extra special things, for lack of a better term, like non-utilitarian things, kind of have like this religious bent to them. Like you'll see like furniture decorated with insignias of Torm, or you'll see just like a general symbol for the good pantheon in Faerun.
Mhm.
And you'll likewise see like figurines of like miniature figurines of like notable like religious figures. You kind of spot what looks to be like a paladin, and it kind of reminds you of Frume, but when you ask the shopkeep, that's definitely not Frume. It's some other dwarven paladin that existed long ago.
Alright. In that case, Kyo is going to buy Is there any sort of carving or the like of the floating globe of Elturel or something as such?
That sounds really cool. Yeah.
There is a few replicas. It's like a hanging mobile, made
Mhm.
out that is kind of like carved. Yeah,
Kyo would like to buy 2 of those if she could, as well as 4 rations.
4 rations. Okay, so 4 silver
Oh, also, I
and
checked. Rations are 5 silver apparently.
5 silver. That's right. I couldn't remember. Yeah, the number 5 sounds right. Okay, so 5 silver apiece. So that's going to be 2 gold for the rations, and what do I want to pay? What are these trinkets going to cost? We'll say that they're going to be a gold each. They're a specialty item.
Also, would there be any sort of clothes that they sell around these parts?
Yeah, I'll say like some travelers' clothes, commoners' clothes. If you want to buy something like that, sure.
Yeah, Kyo would like to buy a second set of commoner clothes because she desperately needs one of those.
Sure. Easily done.
That's it for Kyo then. Also,
For the clothes, it's going to be we'll say a silver for the clothes.
okay.
Anybody else?
Let me, also, how much for the trinkets?
1 gold each.
I'm going to check it.
Dravna was interested in any like minor magical items, like trinkets, kind of like what Kyo's searching for, but like magical in nature. Like this is a good luck charm, or like this one is, whatever it could be. Just it could be either really cool looking or just something really, really minor. He's just trying to look out for anything that catches his eye that might be magical in nature.
Make an Arcana check.
Sure.
Jesus Christ, Kyo's inventory is such a fucking mess.
Travel
17.
bro.
With a 17, you kind of look around with a discerning eye because of your connection to the weave, such as it is. And you do feel that there is a whispering guidance to a few different items, but none of them are of like significant magical value. You get a sense that there are some of the more religious items that seem to have been made by people with divine powers.
Okay. And those items wouldn't be for sale.
No, they are for sure,
Oh, okay.
but the items themselves are not magical. Just to clarify.
Okay. What kind of vines would they have been made by?
You're not entirely sure. You can ask. You can ask around to try to figure that out if you'd like to.
Yeah, he'll ask around. Like the person who's selling it draws like scratches his chin, and he'll just point to the little trinket. So, what symbol is this trinket for? Is it a certain pantheon, a group, an individual god or goddess?
Oh, well, these are items made over at the over at the High Hall.
Ah,
Some of
excuse me, I'm an outsider. I don't know what kind of worship is done there.
some of the sisters and abbots they take to doing crafting and different artisan skills, and these are some of their products.
So it's not to a different. It's not dedicated to a certain pantheon. Just
Most of them are
it's
dedicated.
ritualistic for the city itself.
Most of them are dedicated to Torm.
How much?
Oh well. Each of these are 5 silver apiece.
I'll take one. Dravna will like quickly put his hand in his pocket and then just dish out 5 silver.
Okay. You buy one. So
Yeah.
You see that there is a dwarven paladin figurine that has been made out of a very finely crafted like pewter. Not super fancy, but well made in any case.
Okay.
You basically got the DD equivalent of a 40k figurine.
Okay, sure. And then if I was also to purchase any rations, if I purchased 4, how much would that be?
2 gold.
2 gold. Okay.
Yep.
All right. 2 gold and 4 silver. Or 5 silver. All right, that's all.
Anyone else?
So I actually have a question.
Yes.
Before. So any changes to my temperament due to my does the pocket mirror just deal with my appearance?
That's up to you.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm gonna say that I still have.
The whole reason you have the pocket mirror is because Ilmater took pity on you.
Yeah. Let's say it doesn't change what
No, it doesn't take away your mood swings.
yeah. So, okay. Well, Marquise is gonna look for a little bit longer / baggier clothes than he has for when he goes into his dragon form, because
Okay.
it does grow like 3 inches, and
Sure.
then I'll probably also get 4 rations.
All right.
So
So that's going to be a total of 2 gold, 5 silver.
177. Okay.
And Naomi, what you got?
That's a great question. Where exactly again? My head is kind of hurting me, so I'm losing track of what's going on.
Gotcha.
Market.
You're still in the market. If there's anything you want
Right.
to buy,
she'll look about to see if there's any spots with exotic weaponry, akin to what you would normally use anyway.
Yeah, I'll give you a choice, and depending on what you roll, will determine what you get. You can make either an investigation check or you can make a charisma check.
Nami would always levy her charm over
Her intelligence.
int. Oh yeah, that's a basic flat charisma roll. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it up. Good old ability check. Bob. Yeah. Still double digits.
With a 12, you are eventually kind of pointed over to what looks like a rather upscale weapon shop. That's what you're looking for, right? Was weapons?
Yes.
You do see that this place is not. It's a little bit on the gaudy side, but you can tell that whoever designed this place was attempting to keep it tasteful.
Well. Hello. Good evening. Afternoon. Is it afternoon?
You walk into the shop, and you are greeted by a woman, rather tall, in a black dress that seems to hug her figure. It's a little bit open at the top. Her black hair is very neat and parted on either side of her face, and you see that seems to be like this shadow that somehow highlights her eyes that stare at you. And she says, "Welcome. How can I help you today?"
She pulls out her fan and she says, "Well, not normally my cup of tea. I do tend to get into the odd scuffle. And I was wondering if you had anything that fits my," she flaps a fan, "style."
I think I can assist with that. And she also whips out her own fan and kind of like fans herself and looks coyly at you for a second. And then she snaps it away. She walks over to a wall, and you can see that there are a selection of short swords of various ornamentation. And she just kind of gestures. Are these what you were looking for?
And we're looking at short swords right now?
Yes.
Let's see.
I also have something a little larger if you're into that kind of thing.
Oh, larger is good.
Oh, I see. And she just kind of chuckles as she walks over to another wall, and these are long swords with the versatile feature.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. What are we looking for payment here?
Oh, these are rather standard. I won't charge you any more than 2 gold for most of these items. She points to the long swords.
You wouldn't happen to have anything more exotic, would you?
She kind of tilts her head and says, sure. And she walks over to like a panel, and she slides the panel away, and what she reveals is a pair of I forget what they're called, but you know, like those swords that Jet had from the Last Airbender.
Oh, the hook.
Oh,
thing.
those
Yeah.
things, the hook blades, right?
Yeah, the hook
Yeah,
blades.
Yeah.
Mm. Ooh,
Exotic enough for
very
you?
cool. Ooh. I do like these. Above board, what kind of stats are we looking at here for these?
These would be essentially short swords.
Okay.
And I'll even say when you're transformed, that you will basically have the disarm feat maneuver, but only when you're transformed.
That sounds really fun, actually. That sounds really fun. Could she learn that if she's not transformed eventually?
If you take a level in fighter.
Ah, take a level in fighter.
Well, I mean, Battle Master, sorry. So you'd have to be level
Battle
3.
Master is really
yeah.
cool. Interesting.
Because that's a specific maneuver for that Battle Masters get.
Okay, I see. She could take a feat for that too, no?
Yeah, there's
Actually,
like that
yes.
fighter
Yes,
thing.
actually. You can get like fighter or initiate or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was either fighter initiative or freaking.
Martial adept.
Martial adept.
That's
That's what
the
it is.
one.
Thank you.
Marshall, yeah, that was it.
Yeah, it's basically magical initiate or magic initiate, but for fighter.
Yeah. Quite reasonable if you ask me. Very good. I think that's a good feat. Anyway, a pair of them, eh?
Yep. And she will actually
Actually-
charge you 5 gold for these.
Double check. Oh, how much money did we get paid again? I was
150.
in the middle of something.
150.
Thank you, guys. She should have 185 then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. One sec.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Does anybody else have anything they'd like to do while we're waiting on
Yeah.
on Saren?
Yes, I forgot to buy 3 things actually.
Go ahead.
Kia wants to buy a tent,
Okay. A tent.
a 2% tent to be precise.
I don't remember what
2 gold. 2 gold.
2 gold.
Mhm.
We'll say that's going to be 2 gold and 5 silver because there's a bit of a
Perfect.
markup.
I also am going to get a fishing tackle.
Okay. That will likewise be a gold and 5 silver.
Okie dokie. 2 gold and take out of my silver. And lastly, I want to get something that's maybe a bit harder to find. Kia wants to buy a book, if there's any on sale. To be precise, she wants to get a book about the local region.
A book about the local region.
So
Which
not in the sense of cartography, more like tales, stories, folklore, and that type of book.
gotcha.
Or even historical accounts if they don't have anything that's
So are
they
you
only
looking?
have-
Are you looking for like an encyclopedia Faerun kind of thing?
No, if they have that, she would 100% buy those. But maybe even something more closer, it's just like Elturel or this specific area, start close or anything of the like.
What's disappointing about Elturel is though there's a lot of amenities and things like that here, there's not really an established library. or anywhere to buy like books like that. Anywhere that you ask kind of points you to like a larger city like Baldur's Gate or even Candlekeep if you're looking for like tomes of information.
Could Kyo try to roll a perception to see if she can find any small store that sells like books in general? It doesn't have to be an information book proper, fairy tale book, anything really.
Okay. I'll say sure. You find that there are some booksellers, but they're mostly like children's books or like not even books, but they're like ye old coffee table books, right? Where there's just like pictures and stuff you would display. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Alright, then Kyo gets one of those, though she would be careful to buy one that doesn't have dragons in them.
Okay. That's actually kind of hard to do. But you do manage to find a book that is that basically has a bunch of like fairy tale creatures. And you see that there are like depictions of fairies and archfey and stuff like that. You also see that there's like a description, there's like a vague outline of what's labeled as the Baba Yaga in this book as well. And this book will cost you a gold.
Really? Damn, that's way cheaper than I thought.
The illustrations are very good.
Honestly, even better. Books normally are 25 gold, so like, Jesus, that's cheap price.
Oh, in that case, it's 25 gold.
I had to say to be fair, but like, yeah, I expected that after
Yeah.
spoken.
25 gold. I forgot what technology level I was dealing with for a second. Thank you for setting me straight.
You forgot to pay the tax.
Yeah. The low technology tax.
Ah, yes, low tech tax. In this day and age, books are like 10 cents or something.
I like to imagine that it's not it's really funny to me because in D&D you have stuff like a spell book that is enchanted type of stuff, 75, and carries a lot of magic, and the normal book is also 25. So like, Jesus Christ, D&D, why? But okay, let me add this to my inventory.
All right.
Also, folks, I recommend some of you should also buy tents at some point.
Oh, that was
That's
a thing,
wise.
huh? Yeah, I'll get a tent too then.
It's 2 gold and 5 silver.
Okay.
And 10 silver per gold.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the rest of my silver, and then
Okay. So you're buying a tent, Marquise?
yeah.
All right. Naomi, you're buying a short sword that is actually a pair of hook swords.
Yeah, I took it off already, and I'm taking off additional monies for a tent as well.
Okay.
Let's
I just added a short sword to your sheet.
Thank
You can write you can duplicate it if you want to, or you can just write pair of hooked blades if you want, just to remind you that you have that thing when you're transformed.
Okay.
Okay, got everything I need. Kyo's
What was the
happy to
breakdown
have
of gold
the
again?
brat.
You got 150 from the thing. She was charging you 5 gold.
No. I mean, sorry, you're talking to me, right?
Yes. She's charging you 5 for the hook blades.
Yes. I mean, the breakdown of gold to silver.
Oh, I'm sorry. It is 10 copper for 1 silver, and then 10 silver for 1 gold.
So there's 3 gold then for the tent, because someone was saying 2 gold, 10 silver.
No, 2 gold, 5 silver, I think is
5 silver.
Yeah, 2 gold, 5 silver.
5 silver. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thanks. Yeah.
I guess Marquise will look for like better armor while he has the chance.
Sure. Any particular
better
grade of
armor
armor you're
than-
looking for?
The highest grade I could get.
What I
with
mean is
100
light armor, heavy armor.
Oh, heavy armor.
Heavy armor.
Right.
Okay.
But
you are currently equipped with chainmail, So which is heavy armor. You have a grants you 16 AC flat.
Yeah. So I'll be looking for the nicest heavy armor I could get for 170 gold.
The next step up from what you have would be enchanted armor. And that's going to be fairly expensive. That's going to be a tad bit outside of your price range currently.
Oh, that's all right. Marquise is actually, his
How much
eye
gold do you
shadows.
have, Marquise?
I have 172, but it's
If you want to, I can give you 50 gold, and you can buy splint armor. It should be 1 AC higher than what you have at the moment, because it's better than chainmail. It's what
does-
Zazats use. I'm not sure if there is at the city, but it is an option.
It does sound enticing. I don't know if Marquise would feel right taking your gold.
Look, if Kyo noticed she would not, she would insist. She'd be like, take it. This is not, consider this a reverse robbery. Do not resist. You receive money.
Marquise, if it helps ease you, the increase of your defense helps the party as well.
So you
Okay.
That's really selfish.
You see a piece of well-crafted armor, which functions as +1 armor, that is currently for sale at 2,000 gold.
Yeah. There is no splint at all armor or the like in these parts.
Let's see. There is splint. Splint is still 1,000 gold though.
Damn, the market depth's really high for splint.
And that's
Right.
actually in the book. So your actual price would be 1,200.
It's all good. Marquise was eyeing these gold and silver rings. His little eyeshadow is glowing a little brighter red. His straggling inclination's coming out. He's gonna get himself a gold ring.
I
He's
didn't
gonna
know you were
treat
so
himself.
materialistic.
Usually I'm not.
A
This
gold
gold
ring,
just looks so nice.
just a plain golden band, that is
Yeah.
going to cost 50 gold.
Cool. Marquise
Oh.
bites his lip and refrains. He's like reaching his hand out at it, and he pulls it back with his other hand. He's like, "Arr."
Now
Kyo
we
looks
pat
at
him on the
this.
shoulder.
Kyo,
Show some self-control there, Marquise.
Kyo sees this, and I imagine that Marquise, because he didn't buy the gold, he would give the gold back to her. And she was like, oh, that's fine then. She takes the 50 gold she had already given to him.
Marquise
Here.
tackles her. Marquise tackles her before she buys it.
Kyo,
No, no. We need to
Power,
leave.
Power.
Let's go to the docks. We need to leave. 50 gold is too much. We need to leave.
Oh, Kyo's going to buy the rings. She's going to power through.
Oh no, no!
It's just, oh god.
I literally will not accept it, Kyo. Like, even if it's just to save up for my armor, like I 50 gold for a gold band, gold for gold is crazy. I can't. I will not wear it.
Roll persuasion.
Yeah, roll hot, bro. Roll a hot persuasion, then we'll talk, eh? Yeah.
I would say that the sea is fighting for this.
This is actually reverse robbery. I do not. Let's go.
Yo, he did it.
23.
Go.
You see Kyo, she really determined to buy the ring, but she like, fine, okay,
Oh.
fine.
I don't need to roll hard in combat if it's to keep Kyo from.
Drop will approach Kyo. Kyo, ask yourself, how will that help our survivability or our ability to fight the ghosts?
Oh, he'll be happy.
Morale.
Drum actually pauses and he actually nods. I didn't think about that. That's actually a good example. He actually looks dumbfounded. He's like, oh, I didn't think about that.
Naomi fist bumps. Kia.
You make your way. You make your way to the docks. What are you hoping to find here?
Yeah, okay. As we leave the market, Kyo that had a more easygoing. She was very happy she managed to buy all of the trinkets she wanted to. As soon as she gets back, she wants to look for something else. She tries to notice how the workers are doing, if they are hurt, if they are well. And as she does so, she looks at the group. Hey, Draven and Marquise, you come from big cities, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you know this, but maybe I suppose Farah could say. Do you know you usually are the first ones to get screwed over whenever big events are happening?
Not me. Orin taught me.
Yeah, but it's the small workers, the simple people, merchants that deal with
Oh,
trade,
I see what you mean.
farmers, and dock workers. Leosin clearly doesn't know everything. Even the kind dwarf that we talked to in the tavern also doesn't seem to know everything. And here's probably where we better get a good grasp. I want to know. I want to see if things are bad in the city despite the joyous look. This is probably the best step for us to start taking a better look around. I know it's a bit selfish of me, I suppose, dragging all three of you into stuff I do because I'm devotee of ill matter, but thank you for accompanying me. Now, let us, if you folks still want the company of the arm, let us take a small look around, see how these people are doing, if they're faring well or if they're not doing so much good.
You begin to look around, just kind of get a feel for the docks. Um, you see that the workers are fairly. They seem to be fairly well treated. At least the people who live here and are actually just dock workers that belong to Elturel. You can't necessarily say the same thing about people coming in off the ships. You see various states of welfare and repair on these ships and individuals that are offloading and loading things onto their own vessels. But the people of El Terrell in general seem fairly happy and cared for.
That's good. Glad it seems that my worries were more exaggerated than they actually were. Um, excuse me, Kia would then say while approaching one of the dark workers that are a bit more idle. My name is Kia. It's okay if I bother you a little. I want to ask one thing.
The gentleman you approach turns to you, and you can see that he's got like a one eye in the pot, which means it's kind of sunken into his head a little bit. It's squinty as he's looking at you, and you can see he's got a little bit of a limp. And you look down and realize he's got a peg leg, and you can see his hair is kind of tamped down by a bandana as he looks down and says, "Arr, what do you want?"
Uh, I'm from Greenest. I'm not sure if you heard the news, but not far long ago, my beloved town was attacked and raided. We managed to survive, thankfully, but I want to know how things are doing. Would you happen to know if there have been any dangers or problems around here in Elturel of the sort?
Ah, no. You see that big glowing ass piece of rock in the sky, and he points to the beacon.
Have yes, it's quite pretty, though I don't really know what it is.
That be a gift from the gods. See, as long as that thing there is hanging over El Torel, there ain't no worries to be had here. See? This be a god-fearing place, as dull and boring as that is, but it be safe.
Was
I
that
see.
a, was that a gift from Torm then? Robin actually is genuinely curious.
The sailor just kind of shrugs and spits into the harbor water and says, "Hell if I know."
Robin will just kind of
Uh,
like scratch his chin, and he'll be quiet now.
Are you and your ship by any chance going to, at any moment, going to go down towards Scarnbow?
Don't see how that's any of your business. Make a persuasion check.
Oh, okay. So before I do, Kia would like to say one thing before I roll the precision check.
Sure.
It is because I am looking to hire a group of people to deliver something that is to the town of Berdask in specific.
Yeah, go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Okay. I need to stop opening my mouth despite having low perception. 7.
As far as you know, I have no business anywhere else except here for now.
See. Well, in that case, would you know anyone that has business towards Berdask? Like I said, I want to make a delivery.
He just kind of shrugs at you and says, "No, don't really know anyone around here. Just stopped in to drop off me shit, and I'll be on tomorrow."
Uh, would you be willing to do a delivery like this for 40 gold?
He looks at you at that, and he says, "What's the cargo?" Squinting.
Food and water. Like I said before,
To
I'm from
Berdusk?
Greenmess, and yes, many towns in the region, Berdask included, and many small villages around the region got attacked, and, well, many refugees went to the town of Berdask, and it's very cramped there at the moment. I'll be fully honest, I don't expect to be able to hold out for very long without any support. So I want to deliver food to them and water as well to at the very least help with the situation a little.
You see this river sailor. He looks at you, then he looks up. He looks upstream towards Scornybell and Berdusk. He looks back at you. You see, he just kind of like takes a deep breath and he says, "All right, lass, I'm gonna let you in on a little bit of a travel secret. You see that there?" And he points to the upstream. That is upstream, the Chionthar. You know how difficult it is to travel upstream a river?
Not really, to be honest. I am not usually with going to the rivers
It's not 40
that
gold
much.
difficult, it's hundreds of gold difficult. You catch me drift.
Oh,
I do. It's a river.
I like you, but shut up.
Kia,
John pauses. He's like, "Apologies. Continue."
Kia was having a serious face, thinking as soon as Dravna says that, she breaks out the smoke check and almost trips from the sudden ship.
John looks away from everyone, realizing that.
I see. That's good to know. In that case, could you help me find or guide me to somewhere that could deliver this on land? Are there any sort of merchants that caravaneers or the like?
Do I look
that
like a
do
man that
like-
travels by land? And he like looks down at his peg leg.
No, but you do look to me as someone that knows a lot about people.
Make a persuasion check
That's
with advantage.
Alright. Yes!
Hey, there you go.
Thank God for advantage because the roll was a 5.
Just when I was thinking you'd be a bit slow, lass, you come around and you say something smart. It's true. Smitty do be knowing some people around these parts. Smitty here is well known. So, either be a few guards that I know of that also have a few runners who make trips every there and again, but none of them take cargo such as food and water, though. Messages, sure, but he frowns and kind of looks at you.
I see. Would they be willing to escort, though, a small group that goes that way? If I find someone?
I imagine if you had some pool with the with some of the local constables around here, maybe, but I don't see you bribing any of the holy Avengers out here. And he kind of rolls his eyes. And to walking away from Elturel to go deliver some food to someone else in Burdusk.
I see. In that case, I have an idea, if that's alright with you. How much would it be for you to contact one of those constables of yours to send a message from me in Burdusk?
Won't cost you anything for me, but for them, look, you just go to any of the guard stations and you ask for insert NPC name here, and you'll have a bit of a network from here to Burdusk.
See, thank you very much, Smitty. You're truly kind. Also, thank you for talking. I know it's not a lot, but at least as a thank you. And she pulls out 2 gold and offers to Smitty.
Thank you kindly. Smart and generous, eh? All right then. And he pockets it and begins to whistle as he goes back to his ship.
Okay. Goes back to the others, very satisfied. Okay. My plan is now, I have a rough idea of what I need to do. Thank you everyone for coming along.
Anything else you'd like to do here at the docks? Or would you like to return to a pair of black antlers?
What about the group? Does anyone want to look at anything in the docks? The only thing I can think of we could do extra would maybe be like take a small look around to see if you notice suspicious behavior. Does any of you want to do that?
Drobna's actually been looking at the water this whole time, and he'll kind of perk up his voice a bit. You all can continue exploring. I'll meet you all back at the tavern.
On one condition.
He doesn't look back at you, but he'll groan. He'll like, yes.
Jamie stays with you. That's my condition for me to leave you alone.
He softly replies, "That sounds good."
Alright then. Well, that's my condition. I'm not sure if the others are going to agree with this, but I'm satisfied with that then.
Hurry back, Dravna. I can't get too drunk before our duel.
I haven't ignored that, and he still hasn't turned around to even look at you, Marquise. I haven't forgotten that. I just would like to have some time to myself.
What?
Naomi, what are your plans?
Naomi just calmly side eyes Dravna for a bit, and then she watches as Jamie kind of flitters over onto his shoulder, I suppose. But she doesn't say much. She doesn't say anything. She just says, "Well, hurry back."
Jamie, if Dravna tries to get into any fight, please just pull him out of it, okay?
Jamie, just kind of like eyes you for a moment, then eyes Dravna, and you can just kind of see like this little bird smirk on his face as he just kind of nestles into Dravna's shoulder.
I'll buy you a mug of beer if you do so good, okay?
And he immediately stands up after that and just kind of looks excited, and then just kind of eyes Dravna even more, like with more scrutiny.
There you go. Thank you. You're the best of the birds. Now let us go. Come on, this time I shall carry you. And she picks up Naomi by the legs. As retribution.
No check required. That farm girl, that farm girl strength, you just grab her by the knees and just hoist her up like a flagpole.
Normally I complain about showing off, but this is fine.
You just like stand there like General Tao. It's just like flying through the air on a tree. With your arms behind your back, just sailing through the crowd. Dravna, you watch as your friends walk away, leaving you alone at the docks. What would you like to do as you hear the lapping of the waves smacking against the wood of the dock?
All he wants to do is walk up to the edge, and
Mhm.
just softly sit down and dangle his feet into the water.
Okay.
The experience of hearing the rustling of water, the waves upon the dock, of how bustling this area is, it's making him remember some stuff, and he's just gonna look down at his own reflection in the water, and just look at his own hands, look back at the water, just kick his feet into the water, looking at the ripples, and he's just gonna lightly mutter to himself, "Just hold your breath. Just hold your breath." And he's just gonna be by himself, just kicking at the water lightly, just reminiscing about stuff that's important to him.
Okay. You do so.
Mhm.
How long do you stay there?
He'll stay there for a few hours. If the sun starts to go down, or I guess what time is it? Like still late
I'll say
afternoon
by
or
this point it's like 2 or 3 in the afternoon.
okay. He'll stay here until the sun starts to go down, then he'll head to the tavern.
Okay. The rest of you, do you head back to the tavern?
I think so. What do you guys think?
Unless Marquis wants to do a stop along the way.
Nope.
Can we go back to the tavern then?
All right. You begin to make your way back to the tavern. As you do, I need to roll a dice. Okay, noted. All right. You make your way back to a pair of black antlers. You open the door. It's still as lively and bustling as ever. You can see the men in their plate and their chainmail with their swords, kind of casually propped up against the tables, just eating and drinking, just having a good old time. Um, what would you like to do for the next couple of hours, if anything?
Kyo would put now Naomi down.
Aw.
Do you still want to be carried? I don't mind.
Oh no, it's fine.
Alright then. And don't worry, Marquis, you don't need to be jealous. Later, I promise to also carry you too. Let's rest a bit. Oh, you wanted to meet the cook, didn't you, Naomi?
When did I say that?
While you were talking to the man.
That sounds fun.
Right then, let us go. I also need to talk to them because I have something. I have a request. I'm trying to organize to see if I can have some food be sent to Burdusk. With that many people, and probably many of them not having any money, that probably would help them a lot, I'd imagine.
Just to quickly and neatly put a cap on this, the amount of food that you might be looking to ship to Burdusk would be fairly expensive. Not only for the material cost, but also for the security cost. Having just gotten rid of for lack of a better term, an insurgent force that was the cult of the dragon from the area. Not a lot of people are willing to move large amounts of perishable goods right now.
Wouldn't they be wanting to, for 50 gold, it would be very hard to find someone to do so, do you think?
Yes, it would be fairly difficult.
Okay. I like to imagine Kia would still try even if she fails despite that.
Yes, I'll say talking with the cook and also talking with some of the other men here because they have connections to the law enforcement of this town. They would just straight up tell you that it's not likely to happen unless you have someone who's higher up the chain basically giving the order to do so.
Alright then. Oh, actually, I want to ask you folks. Everyone here is from the Gauntlet Order, right? Order of the Gauntlet.
What'd you
Correct?
ask?
Everyone here is from the same order as the.
Most of them. The Cookie is not. He's definitely not armored. You don't even see he's wearing a religious symbol. He just appears to be some dude who works here. But everybody else pretty much is from the Order of the Gauntlet. You can pretty much guess.
He at some point would have asked them, what does being part of this order entail?
Uh, you kind of get like a mixed response. Uh, it's a little bit daunting, the volume at which you get, and it seems like everybody has their own answer to what it means to be in the Order of the Gauntlet. But what they all agree on is mostly like good things. Order, civility, uh sportsmanship, adventuring is kind of like a big deal amongst these guys. But for a lot of these guys, it seems like they just really like Ontharr Frume and just kind of do what he says for the most part.
And would it be possible for you to be part of the order but still be a wandering person?
One of the paladins, for lack of a better term, will, as he's like smacking his food, he'll say, he'll shrug and he'll say, kind of depends on what Ontharr needs you to do. I mean, if he tells you to wander, you wander. If he tells you to go here, you go here.
I see. What does it entail to join the order? What's the test?
Ontharr just has to like you.
Okay, good to know. That's good to keep in mind of. Thank everyone for answering me. Also, before we go, Kyoten points to Naomi and Marquise. Did you folks know that those two there actually fought a dragon?
What? No way.
Yeah, Naomi, why don't you tell those? Marquise, why don't you tell them the story about when you infiltrated the cult to save so many slaves? I'm sure they will love that for you both.
Naomi, was this when you guys fought a blue dragon without me?
Nami shrugs with her eyes. Like she shrugs and she looks very smug about it. And the like throughout all of it, she just kind of performs the story, the heroic tale of what is actually her getting blasted by lightning effectively to death. But of course, she completely embellishes it and is super heroic sounding in the story and blah blah blah. And all the time, she continues to give Marquisa like several glances, smug.
Make a performance check with advantage.
Oh boy, I love making these. These are pretty fun. Performance advantage. Go ahead. It's hilarious between 1 and 2. That's so funny. Anyway.
Let's see. That total is 16. Very nice. With a 16, you hear at the end of your performance and retelling the tale, everyone kind of cheers, and they're just kind of like, they seem to be eyeing you to see if there's like any mark left over from the dragon blast that knocked you into the fucking stone wall and basically bounced you around like a tennis ball. But not seeing any, they just kind of shrug, but still cheer for you. Kyo, you will
Just as an aside, she truthfully caps it off like a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a punchline.
got it.
Right. Yeah, she, anyway.
Kyo, as you're just kind of like sitting down, I imagine, and just listening to Naomi perform this retelling of the events, you will see at the end that Ontharr Frume is on the second floor of this building that overlooks the little mead area, the tavern area, and you can see that he has been listening intently this entire time. And then at the conclusion and hearing the shouts of his men and cheering, you can see he nods along and kind of like tugs at his chin, his beard on his chin, and then walks back away somewhere you can't see.
Kyo smiles satisfaction before then looking back at the others. Oh, I'll be fully honest. The fight of the dragon actually isn't even the most exciting thing these folks did. In Greenest, as well as the surroundings, every one of them has fought and experienced so many types of different battles. They're all wonderful people. You all should keep your eyes out for them. I'm pretty sure that soon you're going to keep. I'm pretty sure that soon all of you are going to be very familiar with the name of people such as Naomi there and Marquise here.
I'll say a couple of hours have already passed. Dravna, you begin making your way back towards a pair of black antlers. You're just kind of trudging through, Jamie on your shoulder, just kind of keeping a lookout, just watching people who pass by close. Just normal people walking by, nothing too suspicious. Um, as you round the corner, you see some shadows kind of coming to meet you, and you look up, and you just see that there's just a man and a woman who just walk by, seemingly out on a night on the town. But you do find yourself at the square where a pair of black antlers is. Would you like to walk in, or would you like to just stand out here and continue to be gloomy?
He wants to be gloomy and brood, but he knows he made a deal with Marquise, and he doesn't want to waste any more time making him wait. So he'll push the door and enter.
Okay. As you do, you see that the tavern is even more whipped up into a frenzy, as Jamie seems to alight on the raucous sounds of men and women cheering, and sits on Kyo's shoulder.
Driver, as soon as Driver arrives, how does Driver look, by the way, when he arrives? Does he look okay? Does he look sad? Does he look happy?
He's on the sad side. His eyes sullen a little bit, but upon seeing everyone in an excitable, eccentric mood filled with energy,
Tizzy.
yeah, in a tizzy, he's gonna like just kind of rub his forehead with his fist, and kind of like brace himself, and put on a fake smile to appear presentable to everyone.
Marquise
look
has spent this time getting ready. You can see that he's like he's down to his chain shirt right now. He has like a half a mug going on the table next to him. He's back in his dragon form actually. Just to give you the full just to give you him at his best.
John has a surprised look on his face, seeing that you're in that form again, and
his hair's up. He's ready.
You ready for a good fight, Marquise? Hopefully you didn't have too much liquid luck there with your drinks.
Oh,
Wait,
just
before you choose the fight, I have to ask something important.
Hmm?
I have a plan that you might slightly dislike me for it, but I think it'll help us a lot with our goals. Are you two willing to rub some extra eyes on your fight? What happens?
John
Or
groans.
do you want?
He'll fold his arms. I really don't mind who watches me or not. The more eyes, the less. Doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Naomi,
Same
can
here.
I ask you for a favor then?
No, me not.
Let us make this fight become a show for the artists to bet on the tavern. Let us make them excited after those stories, so we can get more eyes on. It's the perfect moment so we can get some degree of influence. Or that's my idea at the very least. I'm sorry to do so in a fight that you two were excited about. Is that okay if all three of you? If any of you says no, I won't do it.
It's alright. Get
Rather,
I mean, I don't see Ontharr anywhere. I think he'd probably enjoy it.
he's on the second floor watching us. I saw him
Oh.
briefly while we were telling the story. Alright then. Dravna, are you sure you're okay with this?
I've said it already. It doesn't bother. No need
Naomi,
to worry.
are you
You
okay too?
live.
He's all in. Yeah.
Alright then. I'll trust your charms to make this as much of an exciting show for others to bet on than possible. I wish I could help. I really don't know what to do, however, about these type of things.
Okay.
Do you need Jamie to become his Drake form top of that? Or not?
Might actually be pretty cool.
Alright then. Jamie, give one last help to Naomi while at Mother of the Land, and then I'll give you 3 mugs, okay?
Jamie doesn't even need to be told twice. He immediately drops down to the floor, and his form begins to shift automatically as he will take the form of the land. In just a second here. Boop. Oh, right. I forgot. It's a... Yeah, okay. That's right.
Yes, Jamie's no trick. Double the Jamies.
Double team.
Dupla Jamie, go.
As he will take his Beast of the Land form.
Okay.
As Jamie transforms, the paladins in the room just kind of like, whoa, kind of thing. And now all eyes are on you and your group as this happens.
Okay, how exactly did you want? My brain's fried a little bit. Sorry.
Out of character, since your brain's expired because the heat. Kyo is saying this because is asking for you to do this because part of what Leosin said to us is that we need to get some respect points with these people to get influence to spread. So her idea is basically that since Draven and Marquise are very good, capable fighters, is that you make this become the spectacle to get them attention to focus on these two. In that sort of way. Just that. That's the idea. Anything else, he leaves up to Naomi to do.
Leveraging what she said about her having fought the dragon. Retroactively, can I have her mention that she dueled one of the warriors, I guess?
Sure.
In one-on-one contest.
Absolutely, yeah.
She will effectively use that to bolster kind of a little bit, and then she says, the winner will fight me. I'll beat that person, and then the best better, like the one who wins the highest amount, can come for a piece too.
So the highest okay. All right, so the person who wins the most money can okay. All right, got it.
Yeah.
All right. Make a performance check.
Advantage because we are doing a big site or no?
Yeah, with advantage. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, let's see if we do better than last time. Yes,
Definitely
we do. That's 24 is pretty big.
You hype up this fight between Dravna and Marquise, and you say whoever bets the most on this fight and whoever wins the biggest pot will get a chance to fight you, the person who faced down a dragon champion and survived. And there's lots of takers, actually. None of you will get to have any of this money, but there is some betting going on for this fight because of Naomi's offer. And the two of you, Marquise and Dravna, you begin to square off as the betting begins to commence. You look at each other in the eyes, and each of you can see a sort of flame of some kind of rivalry brewing. And you take your stances, and you feel that the time to begin is next week, because that is where we're going to end the session.
There it
felt
is.
I felt it.
Yes.